Welcome back. It's episode 13 of the Binary Sunset podcast. I am your faithful servant, Alex, and this is
Zach and Ryan. Say hi, Ryan.
And Ryan Johnson. Yep. Yeah, I'll add the noise in. So this week we're kind of running it back. We're doing another top 5. This week is going to be, we decided it last night. We didn't know what we were going to do. I mentioned we could do planets, which
everybody loves planets.
Everybody loves planets. You know, planets are a big thing in Star Wars.
I mean,
if you don't know.
They're a big thing right now.
If you don't know that.
The rover Perseverance, or the robot Perseverance,
right,
just touched down on Mars.
Perseverance touched down on Mars.
AB's QAnon.
Nice job, Stanley Kubrick.
Pretty cool.
That was super cool.
Yeah.
That was super. It looks like.
So actually, I'm gonna just say, it looks like Geonosis, and that's why we decided to do that. We were just very inspired by NASA. So thanks, NASA. Keep on doing what you're doing, and that's why we're doing planets, because we're inspired.
This episode's brought to you by
NASA
and SpaceX.
We're
gonna have Elon Musk on. Next month.
He's going to talk his favorite Sith Lord from the Knights of the Old Republic, so we can't wait to hear.
Yeah. While he gets super stoned.
Yep. Some death sticks. All right. Let's get down to business. Do you want to?
All right, let's go down to business.
Do you want to start first? Number 5.
Yes, number 5. But before we do anything, R.I.P. Daft Punk.
Oh yeah.
They look like Zori Bliss from Rise of Skywalker. I thought that was relevant to this.
Fair enough. I was just gonna say, they kind of look like C-3PO and R2 on that planet, right, with their epilogue video. But yeah, except one of them blew up. Anyway,
well, yes, that's the news of the day. So I just wanted to
news of the day. Daft Punk broke up, and we landed on Mars.
Yep.
All right.
But they have nothing to do with each other. All right. So top 5.
Yes.
I'm going first.
Yes.
Okay. So in last place, but it still made it top 5.
Okay.
It's pretty cold. It's a lot like what I'm looking at out, in Chicago right now.
Does it start with an
Hoth.
H? Oh. I knew it. And why is it Hoth? Give me a 15-second answer.
Hoth is the famous planet, the infamous planet of the Hoth, the Battle of Hoth.
Yeah.
It's where Echo Base is, the secret hidden rebel base that gets attacked by the Empire, and the Empire Strikes Back.
And if you didn't know that, and you're still listening to us, I'm very confused. But go watch that movie. Spoilers.
If you're watching this, there's the poster. If you haven't watched Empire Strikes Back, and you're listening to this podcast, did you make a wrong turn? I love Hoth. Hoth's really cool.
Hoth's a good one.
I love, I will say this. I think that planets are great and everything.
Yeah.
And the movies, flesh out a lot of those planets and those landscapes and all the different cool places. But I think that my appreciation for planets really grew with just playing the video games.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Battlefront, starting with back in 2004 with Battlefront 1, I still play that game, playing on Hoth, playing on all those different planets. I love playing Echo Base. I love,
I was about to say I really enjoyed, you were talking about Battlefront 2's hunt simulator, where you can
with the Wampas.
Yeah, where you could it was basically just awesome. Stormtroopers.
It's a lot like the
Rebels Against,
where you get to kill the Gungans.
All right.
Yeah, Hoth is cool. It's where we first see a Force Ghost for the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
It's where the first person besides, Luke and Obi-Wan wield a lightsaber. Han Solo wields a lightsaber for the first time. You get, that famous line about smelling bad on the outside. The Tauntauns, you can't forget about the Tauntauns. The Wampas.
My favorite thing.
Cold.
One of my favorite memes, Star Wars memes, is just a picture, like obviously the crew took it, of like Darth Vader and a bunch of stormtroopers, and it said, it was like Hoth, and then the caption said, "That year our team went undefeated." Like it's just a good...
team 1980, team 1980, undefeated. I think and also I mean like Hoth's just like the Battle of Hoth is like just one of my favorite scenes in Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's so different because it's like within the atmosphere of a planet. Normally you just get like the space battles and like, you know, the Death Star and stuff. But like that was like the first time we ever got like an actual like land / like fighter battle.
Yeah.
You get the AT-ATs. I say AT-AT. I don't say AT-AT.
Because
and here's why. And I'll just say this once. We did and that's it.
Okay.
So if you're gonna comment, just listen first. Do you ever say AT-ST for ATST? No, you don't.
There you go.
You say ATST. So you say obviously it goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
AT-AT.
It's only equal.
That logic is bulletproof. You can't. It's done. I've just ended that conversation. So
AT-AT.
Savages.
Yeah, I've never said AT-AT before. Okay. So my number 5 is, and I just want to say before I release my list, I was really thinking about planets. Really made me feel appreciative for the prequel trilogy, because most of my list is made up of prequel planets, and honestly, I feel like the prequel trilogy did the best job in creating new planets.
World building was really good.
The world building was really good, and it was just such a massive and epic scale. So I just want to say, loved it. And coming in at number 5, we have Kashyyyk, Wookiee home planet,
which was introduced not before the prequels.
Yeah, you're right. I was gonna
in the
say
holiday
that.
special.
The holiday special.
I'm sorry.
Classic. No, it's fine. We get a lot of world building in the holiday special.
Whip, stir, whip, 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 stir, stir, whip, stir, whip, 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 stir.
And we got one really cool battle in episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when what about how does the meme go? But what about the Wookiees?
Oh, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Yeah, but what about the droid attack on Kashyyyk? What about the droid attack on the Wookiees? Just very excellent. It's just a fun planets, especially playing it in the Battlefront 2, both Battlefront 2s. So that's it for me. What's your number 4?
Just to reiterate, I love Kashyyyk. And
Okay.
before we continue,
Right.
I don't know if you play the new Battlefront 2?
That's what I said. I like both the new Battlefront 2s.
Sorry,
No, it's fine.
I wasn't. I wasn't. You were just talking. I was off.
Yeah, that's what we do in this podcast. Yep.
You talk, I don't listen, and then
I do the same.
Yeah. I love that map so much.
Yeah.
And also I love playing it in Lego Star Wars.
Oh, you're right.
The Revenge of the
Revenge
of the Sith
level.
level. Yeah.
That's a fun one.
I'd love to go to Kashyyyk. Those beaches look so fun with those like giant canoes too.
Yeah.
Imagine the fish you'd catch. Oh, also Kashyyyk looks awesome in Fallen Order. Did you also say that too?
I did not. I kind of forgot about that. So, but I never
That
finished all.
That was
Fallen
really pretty.
Order. Okay, that's good. You didn't fall through the map like I did several times.
Right. Yeah, that's where you got. Yeah, that's where you got stuck. Right.
Yep.
It was on Kashyyyk with lies, deception. Yeah. Okay. So that's one for the Wookiees.
One for the Wookiees.
All right. Number 4 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Okay. I forgot for a second. It's a lot like Hoth, which is why I like it, but it's different, and it's different in a really cool way, and that's from The Last Jedi. It's Crate.
Okay, I got one Last
Crates,
Jedi, and I was thinking about Crate, but yes, keep going.
Crate's such a cool planet because it is like, you know, it is reminiscent of Hoth, and it's obviously on purpose. But like
It's salt.
like an
like they do in the movie. The guy like tastes it and he's like, salt.
and I think isn't it Gareth Edwards is next to him, and he's like, what? The guy who directed Rogue One.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah.
And yeah, it's cool because it's like, you know, a lot of times in like Star Wars, battles happen and you don't really like see like you see like, you know, explosions and whatever, but like the actual like effect of the land, like it's like it's an allegory for like, you know, just you know, death and destruction.
It's just trench warfare.
Like you see the blood underneath the beautiful like untouched white salt surface, which it was so like visually stimulating.
Totally.
Which is why that battle is super cool too.
Yeah,
and you know, you get on Crate, you also get some cool characters, the Crystal Foxes. Definitely wouldn't cuddle with one, cause ouch.
Am I right?
But I play fetch with them.
You know
What do they fetch? Do they fetch other crystals, or is that like cannibalism?
you know the Pokemon Eevee?
Yeah.
It remind that Crystal Fox reminded me of like you know,
just yet again Ryan Johnson's lack of creativity.
Yeah, his love for anime.
Also just like the mines, like the mining of the red crystals.
Yeah,
is just super cool. And I guess like you know at the end of the movie, like it's like starts like snowing salt. Do you remember that? Isn't it like snowing a little bit?
I don't remember that.
Is that just in my? Did I just make that up?
I feel like you are, because it's not ice.
Wait.
When it's not snow. It's
when Rey and Finn. No, that's why. Did I just like imagine that whole thing?
I don't know. I don't.
So you know when like Rey and Finn hug for like the first time in a while?
Well, yeah. Well, it's not.
Was
snowing.
there no?
Rey's holding up the rocks around them. Maybe you're thinking of that, but
yeah.
But
never mind. All right.
Speaking.
Sorry, everybody. That was a weird.
Speaking of
tangent.
All right, we're gonna transition from salt to sand. Anakin's favorite subject, and one of my
Q. I hate you.
One of my favorite planets is Tatooine. So that is number 4 on the list.
Numero quattro.
So many good. The Star Wars universe is just great with Tatooine.
Tatooine's home base for Star Wars.
Yeah,
it
really is.
It's like the original.
It's the Wild
planet.
West. You know, it's the West element of Star Wars.
Wild West.
But yeah, just a lot of character development for better and for worse. I'm thinking New Hope versus Phantom Menace. And yeah, I mean, there's just so many things.
I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt.
Actually, you know what?
I don't care what universe you're from. That's gotta hurt.
I'm doing Jakku instead of Tatooine. I'm done.
Why does everyone want to go back to Jakku?
I'm joking.
You mean Tatooine, Diet Tatooine?
That's why everybody wants to go back to Jakku. No, Tatooine, yes. Love it. Sarlacc pit, great scene. I mean, my favorite movie ever is Star Wars 1977: A New Hope, and a lot of it takes place on. I mean, it just begins. I guess it doesn't begin, but a lot of it takes place on this godforsaken desert planet. So, yeah.
The imagery.
I really
enjoy. Gorgeous.
I really enjoy R2 and C3PO also just walking in the desert, kind of like, kind of bickering with each other.
Yeah, and you get so many different creatures and people.
Yeah.
You know, like the most actually space sport is like obviously like a gateway to all these like I mean, that was like our first experience with all these different aliens in one place.
Remind me.
Um,
I'm really blanking right now. Were they were on Tatooine in the first episode of season 2 of The Mandalorian, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and that's where they fought the dragon.
the crate dragon,
the crate dragon.
which that's
was
the
not on crate. It's on.
well,
It's on
it's spelled differently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, crate dragon came before crate the planet.
Oh.
Well, yeah. I mean, you see the skeleton of a crate dragon in the first movie.
I know. I'm just joking around.
Fucking noob.
All right. That's my number 4.
Oh, but you can't forget about the Jawas.
I hate Jawas.
I don't. I mean, I'm okay.
I'm
okay.
okay with
Tusken Raiders.
I'm okay. Tusken Raiders are great. But
yeah. Also, but I mean, like that's got that planet has like one of my favorite just shots in any movie ever.
oh yeah, it's the best. Yeah,
Which I feel like we talk about that shot like literally once every episode.
Yeah, when Luke's staring out at the binary sunset.
That sounds familiar.
I know. It's like we really enjoy that planet.
But that's like home base for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I get why it was in the Rise of Skywalker, but it made no sense.
Yeah.
But anyway. Cool. All right. So number 3 for me.
All right.
Right? Yeah. Number 3 is a prequel planet.
All right, here we go.
It's a planet that I've always even since Phantom Menace have really wanted to like visit and exist in. Just because it's like so. No.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Oh. But there's always a bigger fish, Amy. There's always you're forgetting about the Gungans. I'm joking. It's not Naboo.
No,
What is it?
No, it's Coruscant.
Coruscant. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And I've developed a really, really, really like. Not connection. I don't want to say connection, but like I developed like a real like interest in Coruscant, especially because of the Clone Wars. Because the Clone Wars, I mean, that's like home base for the Jedi. So it's like Clone Wars spends so much time there, and they explore so many different like parts of it. You know, it's got like rich people on the top, poor people in the lower levels. There's the inequality in the Republic is so apparent.
You want to buy some death sticks?
Right. Yeah. You get the clubs. They go to so many clubs in Clone Wars. It's really funny. Then you get you get to see like the police force, which is a bunch of droids. Ironically, you get to see. Oh, there's like clone soldier bars for when they're like back home, and like there's obviously the Jedi Temple. There's just like billions and billions of people that live on that planet. And it's just one big city. And sometimes like I feel like I just want to like sit on a balcony there and just like look out and just like listen to everything, you know?
So my favorite rendition personally of Coruscant is actually of the Clone Wars TV show, but not the 3D one, the 2D one that was made by it was made for Cartoon Network, and it was like 15 minutes each episode. And it was made by the same people that did Samurai Jack. And I really love...
Tartakovsky.
Yeah, Tartakovsky, yeah. I really love the it's like the last episode of the series. Or like it's a few because it's more than 15 minutes. But just Jedi trying to save Palpatine, like when he's kidnapped by General Grievous and the Separatists, and then them just running around the city. And you really get to see... like how massive the city is, but also just how much fun it is to watch people fight in it. So
it is fun, and it's funny because like you'd think that a city that big with like a giant police force and it's like, you know, they have like the technology to like they have like surveillance cameras everywhere, like droid police will like be there in a second if anything, but like so much happens like where like people just like shoot each other in like the street, and like
I mean the Sith live there technically because
exactly that's also
like
funny. It's like they just like hang out there.
That's where Maul and Lord City is.
That's so funny. I mean, I guess the city's so, you know, freaking big. It's hard to keep track of everybody, but Coruscant, very cool one.
Coruscant.
Yeah, so that's my number 3. So what's your number 3?
My number 3 is the only sequel trilogy one, but it's Last Jedi, and it is Canto Bight specifically, but Canto Bight's not the actual name of the planet. The name of the planet is Kantanaka. Kantanaka. See, it's like can, C-A-N, then T-O-N, then I-C-A.
Kantanaka?
Maybe. Kantanaka. But it's Canto Bight, so
Got it.
Yeah, I just really enjoy it. A lot of people hated that scene. I loved it. It was so much fun. Just to see.
Yeah, I was not a fan of it. I understood what it was trying to do, but I don't think it executed very well.
You don't think you didn't have any fun during it?
No.
You didn't have any fun when you were watching Finn and Rose release all these
Yeah, well, when they released all the animals and left the slave children enslaved.
Well, they're writing
but
through
the animals were fine.
They're writing through the. All right, Ben Shapiro. No, they're like
they didn't rescue the children who were slaves. They rescued the freaking horses.
They were on the mission. I mean, they didn't.
But they had time to release. Okay, you know what? We'll get into a
They
debate later.
They weren't there to start a revolution in Canto Bight, but they also destroyed Canto Bight in the main. I mean, they totally destroyed it when they were there. And yeah, I just liked that. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. Sorry, I like to have fun when I watch movies.
It's a cool planet. It's something we've never seen before.
Yeah, no, it's the war.
I'll give it the benefit of the doubt in that, like, we've never seen a casino. We've never really seen how the economy and like war profiteering existed in because it is Star Wars, and like obviously somebody's making money off of it. So that's like something I found kind of compelling.
I just thought it was a lot of fun. So that's my number 3. What's your number 2?
Okay, so my number 2 is one that is already on your list, and that's Tatooine.
Okay.
I again just like reiterate, like Tatooine seems like a safe place for me in like just like when I think about Star Wars, because I feel like a lot of times, like, I used to watch the movies like every freaking day.
Yeah.
And I used to absorb the actual movies constantly because I just love to live in that universe.
Yeah.
Maybe
there's just so much detail in them that it's easy to rewatch them because you find out something different every time.
Right. But now I feel like, I've watched them so much that I get like that same feeling now just by like thinking about it and like thinking about Tatooine and thinking about those scenes that I've literally are like imprinted in my memory, and I can go there at any time. It offers me kind of like this little escape in a way. And sometimes like it's nice to just think about Luke standing by himself looking at that pretty sunset.
So young.
It's
so innocent.
Yeah. It's just I think it's the feelings that those places give me that makes me like them.
Yeah, that's the feeling.
So wait, I went first, right?
Yeah. So now it's mine.
Okay, so it's now you're number 2. Yep.
So this is my number 2. We don't really see it that much, and a lot of things don't really happen in the trilogy. This is a pretty cool one, but I just really enjoy the whole idea of this planet. And I'd like to return to it one day. And that is Kamino, where the clones are.
That almost made my list, yeah.
Where the clones are being created, and in Attack of the Clones, Obi-Wan and Jango Fett and Boba Fett fight each other, and it's just a cool planet to think about. Like, it's just a sea, but also it's kind of like Cloud City on a sea, basically. And I'd like to see more of it. Honestly, it'd be cool if there was like a better version of the Gungans, like underwater civilization that aren't.
I'm sure that they've never really explored what's under those waters, right?
Yeah, well,
I mean, we know that
one
they have
shot-
those bird guys.
Yeah, well, the
and
birds
whatever.
go like under the water and up,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like it's cool. Like they can fly, but they can also swim, which I find really fascinating. You know me, I like I like water. I like my boats in Star Wars. Like I talked.
It's such a fun level to play on like the originals and even like the new Battlefront
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I love that too.
And it's got this really there's such a good episode of the Clone Wars that takes place on Kamino. Actually, there's multiple, but like the one I'm thinking of is like when the droids actually attack like where the clones are being made.
Yeah,
and it's like Asajj Ventress is there. I think General Grievous is there too. And there's like it's one of like the episodes that I actually like cry from. And I think if there's any Clone Wars fans out there, it's when clone number 99 dies. This is really hard to watch. It's so sad, but man, it's fucking cartoons. Yeah, Kamino's pretty cool.
Yep.
I find it so funny though that like, and I understand why it would happen, but like all the clones have like the New Zealand accent that Tamura Morrison has.
Yes.
But it's like it almost like like if you don't think about it too much, it almost makes it feel like their accents are like genetic. That they're born with those like New Zealand accents. But I guess like if they're all hanging out with each other and like they grow up with each other, like all that bounces off and they would obviously develop the accent. But it's just kind of I always like I never understood that until I kind of thought about it a little bit. Kamino.
Yeah, Kamino. All right. Now we're down to number 1.
Yeah. So my number 1 is was also from The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
It's where Lando makes his living.
And
that's Bespin.
Yep. Cloud City, Bespin.
Cloud City. Cloud City is just so pretty.
Yeah.
I think it's got like. Here's why I think I like why I like Bespin in general is that it has the beautiful like skyline and sunsets of like Tatooine.
Yeah.
Like whenever I'm like looking out my window and there's like a really pretty like pink gold sunset,
You're gonna say it's the best.
I feel like I'm on Bespin.
You're gonna say it's the best of both worlds, aren't you?
Right, it is, but it literally the best of both worlds. In that like it
has the city
Coruscant.
of Coruscant. Yep.
Coruscant and. Yeah, it's got Coruscant and it's got like the cool like atmosphere of Tatooine.
I've never thought about that. That's totally true. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good.
Also, it's also the place where my favorite lightsaber fight happened. It's where Luke lost his hand. It's where he learns that Darth Vader's his father.
Yeah.
It's such a cool. It's just such a cool planet. And I love playing there on Battlefront too. It always goes back to like, well, because it's like we can kind of like, in a way, just like kind of like be in there for a little bit, in those games.
It's the best level.
Yeah, Bespin's a pretty cool planet.
All right. Mine is very different than yours. My final one, my number 1. It's Alderaan. Just kidding.
Really?
No.
Oh.
just wanted you to have it.
Alderan's pretty cool.
The explosion.
Well, you can stick that in there.
No. Mustafar.
Fair enough.
Mustafar is just awesome. It's a great ending to the prequel trilogy. And the techno unions mining there, I just find that also kind of funny. The techno union army. That's where all the separatists gather to just get massacred at the end of episode 3.
Yeah.
Then you have just the amazing visuals and fight scene of finally Obi-Wan
it's pretty.
and Anakin fighting each other. I mean, it's
where Darth Vader makes his home.
Exactly. And it's where Kylo Ren finds the triangle
the whatever the thing. The
Sith
GPS.
the GPS Sith holocron.
I think I mean like I think my favorite like part of Mustafar is that hillside where they end their battle.
The high ground.
Honestly, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this, but maybe like nobody watches this anyway, so I'm not gonna get anything. I you know that fight scene's 15 minutes long, and they're like jumping like Spider-Man all over the place.
Don't do it. The ending is perfect. Like the ending of Revenge of the Sith, in my opinion, is like that's one of the things that the prequel trilogy did ridiculously well was the ending.
I think that scene of Anakin burning and him being like, "You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you." That's perfect.
But also the fights. I really enjoyed the fight scene. I'm fine with the Spider-Man jumping.
I've learned to appreciate it because of how fun it is to watch.
Like they're also like swinging on vines, and like but like they're like ropes or something like that, and trying to hit each other with lightsabers.
Yeah. Awesome. I mean, I loved it when I was a kid watching it in theaters.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay.
It is just my own like what I.
All right.
As me right now.
Okay, Ruin Johnson. No. Yeah, Mustafar is my favorite. It's just such a cool planet. Yeah. It's just lava. It's an entire planet made out of lava. And
it's a dope ass planet.
Yeah, that's where like all the bad guys are. It's a perfect place, and it's a perfect place for everything to come crashing to an end at the end of the trilogy. So so there we are.
Well, that's another top 5 in the books. I guess that's it. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
I think next week we're doing another Starticle Wars is next on the docket.
Oh boy.
So we gotta do a little homework for that one.
Yeah.
But thanks for joining us once again. Don't forget to
smash,
subscribe. I don't know, whatever
force push that like and subscribe button.
Force push that like, smash it. And we're also available on podcasts like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and follow us on Instagram at Binary Sunset Podcast. But that's pretty much all we have for you. So have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Have a good one.